Hi, I'm up in Vancouver, Canada at the Cambridge House Investment Conference, and I'm here with Peter Spina of goldseek.com and silverseek.com. He's a regular at these events, and he's been in the industry now for quite a few years. Why don't you tell us how you got started and the reasons that you got into this?
Sure. I started the websites back in '95 after starting to get interested in the gold and silver markets. A big influence for me were my parents, having come from former Czechoslovakia. They've had quite a bit of experience in what real money is, and just understanding that.
And they've probably seen fiat currencies go to zero, right?
And being in a place where you have two different currencies, a black market currency, the hard currency, and then the local currency, which has no value. So their understanding of what gold and silver is and what money is was a big influence in me, understanding why we should be valuing gold. And then just understanding in the mid-90s, we thought that gold and silver is quite undervalued because of the deficits and the supply issues, which everything has been compounded over the years now.
Yeah, it's an even greater opportunity now, I think, though.
Yes. Yeah, back then the issues were definitely not as big as they are now. Back then, kind of the idea is, well, gold might go to about $1,000, $1,500 an ounce, and now it's considering all the money that they've created and currency they've created, yes, and the size of the debt and the issues at hand and the global debt issues, it's magnitudes worse, and nothing's been resolved. They just continue to make a bigger problem. So.
Yeah, I believe that now the political risk is higher than ever, and the world just keeps on digging a bigger hole, and the bigger that hole gets, the higher gold and silver are eventually going to go.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's very interesting to see that the Western investor doesn't really understand. Maybe they haven't really had a history with gold and silver. The recent generations, they just don't have the education of what gold and silver is as money, or what money really is. And I think maybe with Bitcoin, it's kind of helped a little bit. More people starting to be questioning what Bitcoin is and what money is and why Bitcoin is in it. So that's been an interesting phenomenon, but still the understanding of gold and silver and its role as money is not well understood.
So your site dwells a lot on mining stocks, right?
Yeah, we cover the financial sector, the monetary issues at hand, the current gold and silver markets, but we do have a focus on mining companies. I started off investing in mining companies in the mid-90s and have done well and also not well at certain periods. There's been a lot of cycles along the way, but overall we've had some pretty big winners along the way.
Tell me more about your parents and the background and how all of the things that they went through sort of reflect on what's happening today.
So my parents left in '68, '69 from Czechoslovakia because of the Russian invasion and the lack of freedoms and opportunities. And so they came to the United States, which provided an incredible amount of opportunities for them, and they've had a really good life here. But now they see a lot of similarities what happened under communism happening here. And they're amazed to see that in, say, Czech Republic today, you have almost more freedoms and more liberties in a former communist country that you have in the United States. So times are changing, and I think with their background, they understand what these freedoms are, how valuable they are, that you really have to fight for them. And in the current generations here don't really understand or appreciate how amazing it is to have those freedoms and liberties and giving them away like we are right now. It's something, hopefully the trend doesn't continue, but right now it is.
That's one of the things that is, I'm not really afraid of what is the future, but this is one of the things that really does upset me, and it's one of the things that we're trying to change with Hidden Secrets of Money and such. If we can influence the way that people vote, because people want to vote for free stuff, and the free stuff isn't free. What it costs them is a corrupt monetary system that creates a whole bunch of problems, and losses of freedom. Every time they vote for the government to do something for them, they're also voting for less freedom. Absolutely. And they don't realize it.
Right. And understanding how the monetary system plays a key role in being free and having liberty.
Yes.
It's not taught in school, so it's not a surprise that most people don't understand what it is. So it's really up to the individual to take action and to understand that and take actions for their own safety and their own protection, because the government's not going to be there to take care of you if they have, they're bankrupt. So.
Right. And people don't realize that all governments are bankrupt. A government can only provide things for people by stealing them from somebody else. Whether it's through currency creation, which steals equally from all of us as it dilutes the purchasing power of the currency and causes inflation, or whether it's through taxing one class of people to give to another class of people. The government can only provide things through theft.
Yeah. Yes. Nothing that they have is their own. That's right. They've taken from somebody else.
Right.
And by prohibiting and taking away the incentive for individuals to produce and produce wealth, and
Yes.
taking away, eventually it takes away the incentive, and things like under communism, things fell apart. No one had any incentive to do anything.
And we're going down that road today, where we punish success and we reward failure. We make it easier it's very, very difficult for somebody to start a business these days and run a business without having to fight all the time regulation and all the accounting that it takes, and they're passing so many laws that after a while we're going to get into a situation where if you obey one law, you're breaking another, and if you obey that one, you're breaking this one.
Yeah.
So they're making it so that everybody is a criminal. All they have to do is decide to prosecute somebody, and so the government will always have something on everybody.
Yeah.
And we've tried this so many times throughout history, where it's very altruistic. Communism is a noble ideal, to all share the wealth. Who creates the wealth that we're going to share? And if there's one sector creating it, why should they share it with the sector that doesn't want to create it and just wants to sponge off of it?
Right,
So.
and we've shown how efficient free markets are in determining what supply and demand and what prices
Yes.
should be, and we're destroying that constantly.
And it starts with the Federal Reserve and any central bank trying to manipulate the interest rates, the cost of currency, that destroys price information across the economy.
And to me,
distorts things.
It's amazing that you take a small group of individuals who meets behind closed doors to determine what the interest rate should be, what the monetary policy should be, and they have such great influence in the global economy. It really is. There is no free markets anymore.
The only monetary policy that there should be is to have no monetary policy.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, let the free market decide. So that's about it. We're going to wrap this up now up here in beautiful Vancouver. It's a wonderful day. Wish you were here.
Oh.
That's a great outtake.